If your business isn't growing right now, it's probably not your marketing, it's not the algorithm, and it's not bad luck. It's probably because you're making mistakes that don't really look like mistakes. And I've done all of them. And at the time when I was doing them, they looked like effort, progress, and that I was doing everything right. I'm Abid. I started my own business while doing a 9 to 5, and I managed to get it to $100,000 in profit in under a year. I had literally zero business experience. I didn't know what I was doing. Just like any new business owner, I had to learn through trial and error. And these three mistakes cost me a lot of time, money, and frustration. And I will be telling you all these mistakes so you can avoid them and have a smoother experience while running your own business. Mistake number one, you're building what you want and not what the market actually needs. So when I started my business, just like anyone with zero experience, I wanted to do something that I like, sell something that I enjoy, offer a service that I'm good at. And that's completely normal. That's fine. At the end of the day, they say if you enjoy what you're doing, you're really not working a single day in your life. But even if you're doing what you're enjoying, you have to think of it from a business perspective. Most of the time, our mental process starts with I want to sell clothes, I want to start my own clothing brand, I want to start developing websites for customers, I want to launch this drink that I enjoyed in the kitchen. And once again, there's nothing wrong with that. But as passionate business owners, passion is where things stop. We don't validate the idea, we don't check if there's actual demand, if there's competition in this specific thing that we're gonna sell or offer. We believe that if I like it, then it will sell. And that's what I did. So when I started my candle brand back in Dubai, I launched with 5 fragrances, and these fragrances were literally inspired by another brand in the US, which uses scents that are completely unrelated to what the market needs in the Gulf. So without taking any feedback, without asking anyone more experienced in this specific field or in the business field to that matter, I went ahead and did my designs and my branding, and then I gave some candles for free to friends and family to get an opinion. But we all obviously know that friends and family don't really give an honest opinion. They just tell you it's good so that you don't get disappointed. So yeah, anyways, once I did that, I just expected people to buy. But unfortunately, for a fresh business owner who thought he got everything under control, it doesn't work this way. Always remember that you're not the only one who is selling this product or offering this specific service. I mean, are you building websites? I know at least 20 people around my circle who build websites. I am one of them. Do you offer certified organic clothing? I know at least 5 brands who offer 100% cotton certified organic clothing. But to me, they all look the same. So it's not about your product only. It's not about what you offer. It's about what sets you apart. And again, doesn't have to mean that your product is a bit different. We can easily have 2 same products, but one of them is offered in a much faster way through customer service, through after sales support, and so on and so forth. And one of them just the business owner took a lot of time to reply to you, or the staff, or whatever it was. So it's not just the product, it's the whole thing. What sets you apart? So instead of asking yourself, do I have a good product? You should be asking yourself, why should someone choose me? And if you don't have a clear answer to that, you're not where you're supposed to be just yet. Picture this. You launched your website, you started the business, you're selling a product, you posted some content, you got some comments, you're not getting any sales, or maybe you're getting some inconsistent sales. And you start thinking, maybe I need better content, maybe I need better ads, maybe I need to post more. But the issue is not really the marketing only, it's the foundation. You build something without checking if people actually need it. Like in my case, I launched again my brand with 5 cents and without doing any market research. But if I did spend maybe 2 to 3 hours in market research only, I would have figured out that these scents don't work in the Gulf. The Gulf is more deviated towards oriental scents like your oud, your amber, your musk, your bakhur, and so on and so forth. But in my head, I liked Fruit Loops, so I got a Fruit Loops scent. I like chocolate, so I got a chocolate scent. And it doesn't work this way. It's only when I started getting 0 sales where I woke up to this. So before diving in, or if you already have, just zoom out a bit and ask yourself, who is this product for? What problem does it solve? Are people already paying for this product or service? Who are my competitors and what are they doing? If you can't answer these questions clearly, then you're not ready to sell this product or service, because unlike to popular belief, running a business is not just about creativity, it's also about solving problems. A mistake number 2 is confusing activity with progress. They say work hard, not smart. But in this case, you have to do both, because if you're working towards something that doesn't directly bring you customers, then this thing is probably just wasting your time. So you have to find, in a smart way, strategies that even if you work hard on, will still take time, but will eventually contribute to the end goal, which is bringing in customers. I was the perfect example for that. Not only did I just launch what I need and not what the market wanted, I also pushed a lot of content and I pushed a lot of campaigns through Meta when the candle season was at its lowest. So again, I mentioned in my other video that it's very important to understand when's the high and low season for your specific business. And I was running those ads and campaigns and I was pushing a lot of content, and in return causing myself to get burnout somehow during the time when candles were the least demanded, and this was by the end of the winter season. So in Dubai, during the end of the winter season, people fly away and go to their vacation, and then business basically kind of starts to slow down up until the next winter season starts again. But I haven't done my market research. I didn't even bother checking what was the demand and when did things pick up and when do things slow down. I just decided, all right, let me launch this business and see how things go. You can spend 10 hours doing a single task, like editing a video, fixing that one bug on your website, finalizing the design of your packaging. But all this doesn't contribute to the end goal or doesn't bring you any money, especially if you're like focusing on this one small detail that really doesn't make a big difference. And this is where most small business owners get stuck. They focus on the details that don't really matter. At the early stages of any small business, 3 things actually matter. Getting attention, converting that attention into customers, and delivering a good product or service. And that's basically it. This is what mattered the most. But some people flip it and they focus on perfecting this one logo instead of focusing on getting the first 10 customers, let's say in like 1 to 2 months. Mistake number 3 is not understanding your customer. This is the deal breaker. If you're tailoring your product to an audience that doesn't care about it, you might get 1 or 2 sales, maybe 1 or 2 pity sales, so to speak, but that's as far as it goes. If you don't know who your audience is, your product won't matter, your marketing won't matter, your ad campaigns won't matter, and that's because you're trying to sell a product to an audience that doesn't really care about it. You can't base these things based on assumptions, because assumptions are expensive, and not just money-wise, it could be time-wise. Now, most small business owners start this way. They start posting content that they believe will work. They write captions that they think are good enough. They design products based on their moods. And this, again, was me. If you go back to my Instagram account all the way to the first few videos that I posted, you will see everything is still there. You will see how my way of posting content started and how it is now. And everything is still there because I still like to reflect from time to time to look back at the content and see where I started and where I am now. So that's also a thing. Now, the good thing is that once you start understanding your customer, so many things become easier. You start to know what they care about, what problems do they have, what makes them buy, and what makes them hesitate. And now you're not guessing anymore, you're communicating directly with your customers. I mean, in my case, I was selling and marketing a candle as a luxurious candle, and I was offering it for $33. It was the most basic candle with this lame-ass sticker, and I still believe that the price was right. It took me some time to wake up to this, but for 7 whole months, I was marketing my product for this is the product, by the way, for $33 to an audience that doesn't really care about it. It was a mess, but yeah, it took me time to wake up to this. Eventually I did, thankfully. I did a mistake twice, but 3rd time's a charm, as they say. So yeah, but anyways, I shifted my business model from B2C to B2B, and I started offering bulk candles as a private label service to companies, agencies who needs them. And this is how I turned my business from $0 to over $1,000 in profit in under 1 year. More on that in my other video, link in the description. So when I made this change, I tried not to make the same mistakes that I did. I tried to zoom out and look at, all right, what do the audience or the customer, the ideal customer that I'm gonna sell to need? What do they look at? And these type of customers, they're businesses. So they're not like you and me who just go buy a candle, enjoy the smell, and that's it. We care more about the smell. But as businesses, there are 4 things that they care about. And that's the price, speed, reliability, and customization. So I adjusted everything, my content, my pricing, my website, everything basically. And I remember one night I was sitting on the phone and I got a phone call which asked for 50 candles. And this is where a snowball effect started, and we moved from 50 to 1,000 candles after a couple of months. And I'm till this day very grateful for that. Now, those 3 mistakes are very common because, like I said, they don't really look like mistakes. They look like progress, effort, or like you doing everything right. Because think about it. Like, let's say mistake number 1, you're building what you want, not what the market needs. So if you don't know what the market needs, or if you don't know that you have to search for what the market needs, in your head, you're just doing something and it's gonna take you 3 months to notice that, okay, I'm not getting any sales. So only then you will find out, especially if you have 0 experience and it's your first business, you will find out that, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Is it my product? Is it this? Is it that? So you'll start like scratching out what could be the reason why you're not getting any sales. And eventually, or one of the problems could be that you are building what you want, not what the market needs. Second mistake, for example, you are confusing activity with progress. Once again, you're doing something, is your experience, and you believe that this thing that you're doing is gonna eventually lead to more sales. But by the end of it, it does not. So before you actually make this specific mistake, you won't know it's a mistake. You will not be able to see any tangible progress, and only when you don't is when you notice it's a mistake. So I mentor people who want to start their own candle brand, and during my mentorship, what I do is try to tell them how to price their product, how to get different sources of income, how to do specific marketing techniques, because I've done all that, and how to select an audience, because in this niche there are multiple audiences, even though it's the same product. But even after telling them all this, 95% of the people start with emotion and not logic. They're excited, spend a lot of money, buy a lot of supplies, without stepping back to check, all right, does this make sense? Without checking any feasibility study, competitive research, market research, whether it's something that they actually want to pursue, or was it like a small spark that pushed this individual to start a business, but when they actually did, it was like, okay, it's not what it was in my head. And I kind of understand this because I've been in these shoes before. The good news is that these mistakes can be fixed. You don't have to start from scratch. You can just change the direction or the way you're doing things. I mean, I failed twice within the same business, and third time was a charm, thankfully. But I had to constantly change and adapt as I noticed things going on. So what I want you to do is take a second and answer these questions about yourself honestly. Are you building something that the market actually wants, or something that you just like? Are you working on things that bring in money, or are you just trying to stay busy? Do you really understand your customer, or are you just guessing? If you're doing something that the market already needs, that's great. If you're doing something that you want, that's fine, but we have to conduct market research. So first thing we can do is we have to go check out competitors, someone who's offering the same product or service, and see how they're doing. Are they selling? Do they have engagement in their content? Is their website successful? And do they have any data on whether they're making any sales, regardless how it was? For example, we post stories on Instagram, we mention highlights, we do reels about all these things. So you can tell how our business is going, kind of. And if you can't find any competitors, one thing you can do is conduct keyword research. But I'm not gonna go through how to do that because there's a lot of tutorials out there. You can just YouTube or Google keyword research tutorials, and you will find out how to do that. But basically, keyword research is you're finding how much search volume there is for a specific term. And let's say, for example, you're selling sports clothes in Netherlands. So we can go like sports clothes in Netherlands. This is one search term. Or you can go a bit more niche, organic sports clothes in Netherlands. That's a bit more niche. So this is what keyword research is. And this is one way we can actually conduct market research. Okay, so you figured out that your product has a market, it has demand, but you want to start getting eyes to look at it. So what you should do is ask yourself, what am I going to do today that will directly lead to a sale? Are you going to post a video on your socials so you can boost your organic traffic? Are you gonna work on content on your website so you can boost your SEO and AIO? Are you going to learn how meta ads work? Or are you going to knock on people's doors to offer your service or product? And these are the things you should be doing, by the way, and not fixing that one image that looks off on your website because it triggers your OCD. So priorities, this is what you should be focusing on, and it is making sure that whatever you're working on leads to a sale. Alright, so on to our last question, which is, do you really understand your customer, or are you just guessing? Ask yourself this: what problem does my product solve? Who would want to buy it? Is it oriented more for males or females? Is it for kids, teens, or adults? Is it for the rich, or is it something anyone can afford? Is it for individuals, or is it for businesses? You can create a sentence basically that defines who your audience is. For example, I help small business owners, regardless of age or gender, who want to launch or grow a business without wasting money on the wrong strategies. Or I offer fast and fully customizable private label candle service to luxury media agencies and brands in the adult region. This way, I'm able to know the gender, age, type of customer that I have, how much is their purchasing power, and what location are they based on. And all this data will be fed into my marketing strategies. At the end of the day, you should enjoy your process, especially if you're a new business owner. Just keep note of the mistakes you did and try not to do them twice, because mistakes do cost money in business. Anyways, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.